Hello everyone, I have another 5 cards to share from the December 2021 card kit of the month, Beauty is Everywhere from Spellbinders. Card number 1, I am using all of the card bases I've made from my own stash. I think actually this one came from the off-white cardstock that came in the kit, and then the black cardstock that came in the kit, and then that hot air balloon pattern paper. Now first I'm going to put down this doily die cut, and you may notice, but I'll show you in a second, that I cut my paper wrong the first time, and so there's a split in it. There you see that, and it barely shows, but it has influenced the placement of my elements on this card because I wanted to kind of cover that up. And I have a scrap of the black and white script paper here that I'm putting at the bottom of the doily. Then I'm going to use this die cut here. It's kind of a lacy looking, and trim it to the size of my card. And I actually trimmed it to the size of the black panel, which I had forgotten as I'm putting it down. I'm like, why doesn't this fit? But that's because I had trimmed it. So you could either trim it to that or to the paper panel. It doesn't bother me that it sticks out a little further, but yep, that's how it is. And then there's this die cut piece that came in the kit that I'm going to stamp on. So bringing in the stamp set here, I'm using this stamp, Let's Celebrate You. And I'm going to place it down and then pull out my stamping platform, and I stamped it in VersaFine Onyx Black, and I embossed it with clear embossing powder. And then now I'm gonna glue it down here, and I'm always trying to put things on upside down. I don't know what the deal is there, but yeah, thankfully I noticed. So now bringing in the dies from the kit, there's this leafy branch, and then a couple flowers, and I cut the leafy branch out in the off-white cardstock that comes in the kit. And then this is the hot air balloon die I'm going to use, and I've put up on mounting tape there. In the flowers, I used the pink from the kit cardstock, the off-white in the center there, and then the very, very center was black. And so fiddly gluing down these little branches here. And then I'm going to place the smaller flower down flat where the branches meet. And then my larger flower I have on a mounting square, and I place sort of in the bottom of that die cut there. And that's how card number 1 turns out. I like how it all comes together, and you can't even tell I got my paper wrong. So for card number 2, there's my favorite quatrefoil pattern, and then there was this damask pattern with that kind of burlap in the background. I'm going to take a strip of this and place it down on the kind of left-hand side of the card here. And I have a white border on my card base, and then I have a square from this pattern paper that I'm going to place kind of in the top half of the card, and it's just going to be a background for that chipboard frame that you see there. So I'm trying to make it even. I don't know how even it was, but here's the gray chipboard frame that has like kind of a little text script text accent in the background there, and I'm using glue because most chipboard stickers, they just don't stay put. So I wanted to stay there. And then I have these 2 die cuts from the die cut pack. There's that kind of postal looking one that says "With Love." I'm going to add some glue to the frame, and I have a thinner foam tape that is on the back there because the chipboard isn't really as thick as the foam tape that comes in the kit. And then for the one that says "Pretty," I've used the foam tape that comes in the kit, or the mounting squares rather. Then I have this die cut butterfly that I've used the mounting tape only in the center, so the wings can pop up a little. And again, those flowers, I used them a lot in this kit. I think I really like how they have 3 parts to them, so you can really bring in the other colors that you've used in the card. And for this one, that peachy pink is actually a scrap of pattern paper from the kit. So for card number 3, there was gold. We often get gold. However, there wasn't any gold in the rest of the kit, which I thought was odd. Let me know in the comments if you noticed that as well. I would have really loved to get like a silver or a glitter paper instead. But so this card is me trying to use the gold, and it was kind of inspired by the example card that came with the sheet that comes with the kit. I don't even know what to call it now, but it had a similar look where the 2 border dies were on the side, but it is totally different because I'm kind of doing my own thing here. But yeah, that's where the idea came from. So I have a scant 1/8 of an inch border on my white card base, and then I have a black cardstock panel, and then that beautiful black and white floral paper. And then I'm going to use this die cut. You have a little je ne sais quoi, and again I'm using that thinner mounting tape that I have, because I don't want too much dimension here. And I kid you not, the hardest part about this border die is gluing it. It takes 30 seconds for me to glue it, so that's all cut out for you there. And for my butterfly, I just did gold and gold. And yeah, I think it'd look good with a black body also, but this is how I did it. Finishes off this card. Pretty simple. It's the only gold I used in this entire, in 20 cards, yeah. So for this card, I have that beautiful Parisian pattern paper and the brick pattern paper. And this die cut here, I just trimmed off that pink you see there. I guess it was personal choice. Maybe you could leave it. There I go again, trying to glue it upside down. Catch myself there. And I caught another mistake. I wanted to put this vellum heart. That is my own heart die and my own vellum. But I just wanted to add a little something, but I didn't want to cover up too much of the pattern paper and stuff, so vellum was my choice there. And it's kind of a subtle accent in the background, and I'm trying to figure out, I should have put it a little lower, I think, because my tape runner shows a little bit in the end, but it's not a big deal. So finally put this other sentiment down. There is simply nothing better. And this is the whole reason I made this card. I love that typewriter. So that was the inspiration. Had to make a card to use the typewriter. And it's write your own story. And so here's where I was like, uh-oh. Because I wanted it higher up on the heart, but I wanted to cover up the seam between the two pattern papers. So I'm fiddling with it a bit, but I'm happy with how it turned out, but I think it could have been better if I just had that heart a little further down. And to finish off this card, I'm going to bring in a few sequins, actually 5. 2 here on the vellum heart and 3 down here in the bottom. And oops, I didn't like where I put that first glue dot, so I moved it, just wiped it off my finger, and that's it. This is how the card turns out. I love the light colors. So for the final card for this set, it's that pattern paper. I wanted to use that. And then again, I'm bringing in that border die. And so that's kind of like a cloud blue, I guess I'm calling, dusty blue color with sort of a floral element in the background. And I really liked how it looked with that dainty die. So I'm placing that down, and then I have the blue die cut that says happy birthday also. Again, I'm bringing in this die set from March 2020. Now this oval, this die cuts out both the border and the oval. So I've cut it out twice. I cut it out in vellum, and I cut it out in the off-white cardstock that came in the kit. If you have your own oval die set, that would work as well. I just happen to have this, so I used that, and yeah, I like how it turns out. There's a lot of gluing here as well, but thankfully I have the acrylic block to plop on top of there, because otherwise I don't know how I would ever get it flat. It takes a little while there. And while that's encouraging it to be flat and dry, I'm going to show you these other parts of the card. This lovely chipboard type sticker and these 3 die cuts, happy birthday, with love, and then the heart that has a very similar blue. So I am going to add a little adhesive to my sticker here, and I do end up moving it a smidge a bit later. You'll see why, but it does let me do that, so that's good. The happy birthday blue is a slightly different shade of blue than the background, but it matches really well with that chipboard type sticker and with the heart. And so I think with the 3 of them, and I think it complements the other blue. It's not an exact match, but it looks good, so it works. And did you see me move that chipboard one? The branch was just kind of in the way a little bit for where I wanted this heart to go. And that will finish off the 5th and final card for this video. But stay tuned, hit the notification bell and subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I have 5 more. I made 20 cards with this kit already, and I'm gonna make some more probably, but I don't know if I'll film videos of it. But yeah, that video should be coming out next week, and I hope you enjoy seeing the cards I make. I hope it inspires you, and I hope you get some ideas. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful and creative day. Bye!